Morning student, I hope you all are doing well. Today we'll continue with our chapter, that is banking trends. We have already started till now about RTGS, real time gross settlement. Class, one thing I want to tell that recently government has changed the timing for RTGS. Now the timing for RTGS is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the evening. And NEFT, we have studied the features, we have studied the difference also of RTGS and NEFT, and we have studied about e-banking, the advantages and disadvantages. We have already studied about EFTS, we have studied about bank draft, that is demand draft. We have already studied about ATM machines, and I already told you about CDM as well, cash deposit machine like ATM. We have CDMs also, debit card also we have studied, and the features and advantages and drawbacks of debit cards, credit cards, features, all these points we have studied. And we have also studied the difference between debit card and credit card. Mobile banking we have studied. I hope you have gone through the safety, the security tips given in the book, and if you have any doubt regarding that you can ask. And we have studied till mobile banking. We have discussed about mobile banking. Today we are going to discuss SMS alert. This is a service given by bank to its customer like other services. SMS banking is a form of mobile banking. This facility is used by banks to send SMS alert and notification to its customer. Now bank has started one service, that is SMS alert, that as soon as money is withdrawn from the bank, or cash is deposited in the bank, or any updation is there in your account, bank send SMS to the person, to the registered mobile number. Bank will send the SMS to that number, which is registered with the bank, and regarding any updation, regarding the withdrawal, regarding the interest, if any interest is received by the bank, or any payment is done on the behalf of the bank, by the behalf of the bank. So all these things, all these message sent by bank through SMS. Bank update the record with the mobile number of the customer. Whenever cash is withdrawn or statement is generated, an SMS is sent to the registered mobile number. Similarly, when a customer wants to check the account balance, he or she can initiate to receive an SMS alert for the account balance. Now if you even want to check your balance, you can you can call the customer care and they'll send you the account balance. So this is what SMS alert. SMS alert, push notification and pull notification. An SMS alert is sent by bank, that is push notification. For example, when cash is withdrawn from ATM, an alert SMS is received on mobile. Pull, when SMS alert is initiated by customer. Example, when customer wants to check. Basically, SMS alert services are of two types, push and pull. Push, when bank send the SMS, when any money is withdrawn, an amount of money is withdrawn from your account, bank send the SMS. Like whenever you go to ATM and you withdraw the money, as soon as you withdraw the money, one message will beep on your phone that this much amount is withdrawn from so and so ATM, from this location. So this is called push notification, because bank has sent this message. Pull notification, when you want to check you want to check your balance, or you want to initiate something from the bank, that time when you message, that time when you ask, when you want to check the balance, or when you want to see any updation from your bank account, that time you initiated bank. When customer want to see, when customer SMS is initiated by customer, that is known as pull notification. Now the difference between mobile banking and internet banking. There is two difference. Again, I am reminding, there is a vast difference between mobile banking and internet banking. Okay, mobile banking is when you have some apps and all on your mobile, like Paytm, like Google Pay. For that you don't need to have any internet banking. But when you're doing any RTGS, NEFT from your mobile phone, you're sending the account, you're transferring the money from your mobile, that is internet banking. For that you have to fill the form. This facility when bank give you, that is internet banking. There is, again I'm reminding, there is a difference between both. meaning mobile services are provided by bank that allow its customer to conduct banking transaction remote using a mobile device, like SMS, when you receive some SMS, when you generate some app from your on your mobile, that is mobile banking. Internet banking is a service that allow the customer to conduct the banking transaction with the use of internet. Whenever you use the internet for banking transaction, that is internet banking. Device use, mobile phone, tablet, desktop. For internet banking you can use your desktop, that is your laptop or computer. Services, mobile banking, limited service. Internet banking, more services are provided. Usage, SMS alert you can use mobile applications, mobile apps, like as I told you, like Google Pay, like Paytm, Phone Pay, all so many apps are there nowadays. Internet banking only from bank website, like Yono is also an app. Like when, for example, if you have taken internet banking, you have taken the service from SBI, then they will tell their website through which you can do the transactions and all. This is called internet banking. Mobile banking, no need to take any internet, no need to go to bank website. So this is a difference between mobile banking and internet banking. Now comes, what is CBS? A very common question. If you see 10 years questions, this question comes often. Core banking solution is a system in which branches are linked in a way to form a network, enables the customer to operate their accounts and avail banking services. Now, if you see, banking are connected with each other. Bank branches are connected with each other. Now, if your account is in Delhi and you want to check the balance from Hapur branch, you can do so. How? Because their network, their computers are connected through a network, and that network is known as core banking solution. Basically, it's a system through which all the branches of a bank are connected with each other so that they can operate efficiently. Enable the customer to operate their account from anywhere in banking service from any branch of their bank. See, basically it is so that they can use any branch for their services. For example, again I take the example, if your account is in Delhi and you want to withdraw the money from Hapur branch, and if you want to check the balance, if you want to do any transaction from this, you can do so with that core banking solution. What are the advantage of CBS? 24/7 banking service, anywhere banking by eliminating branch banking, beneficial. 24/7 is available. 24/7 banking service is available. Anywhere banking by eliminating no need to go to particular branch. You can go to any branch and you can get the services. Beneficial for people living in rural areas like farmers who can get the subsidies directly credited to their bank accounts. Like people who are living in villages, they can easily get their subsidies. When government provides subsidies to them, they can easily get so in their personal accounts. Transfer of fund anywhere, like people can transfer the funds anywhere and they can easily enjoy the service. Better customer service lead to customer satisfaction. Accuracy in banking transaction, accuracy is there. Accurate banking transactions are there. They can easily get the accuracy. They can't, nobody can bluff them. Okay, your account is there, we can't help you out, your service is, everybody has to look after the matter because they can't bluff. Accuracy is there. Accurate services or accuracy will be there. So this is what core banking solution. Basically, in a short term, in a simple word, core banking solution is a network through which, or is a system through which all the branches of a bank are connected to each other, in a simple words. Then the last, immediate payment service. Now what is this? It's an instant real-time bank electronic fund transfer system in India. It is the fastest method to fund transfer. Unlike RTGS and EFT method of fund transfer that is unavailable on bank holidays and also a specific working timing, IMPS function 24/7. Fund can be transferred any time of the day. IMPS facility is available only online. Some of the banks are providing this facility through mobile banking apps also. The customer is required to pay a charge for initiating an IMPS, or basically immediate payment service, is another service provided by bank to its customer. Now the best point or the best thing in this service is, like in NEFT, RTGS, there are fixed timing. Like in RTGS you can do only from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Same thing with NEFT, and on bank holidays you cannot do this RTGS and NEFT. But this IMPS you can do any time, irrespective of bank holiday, and 24/7 you'll get this facility. And you have to do this online through internet, and some bank also provide this services through their apps. Some apps are there through which bank provide this service. So it's immediate payment service. Now in this they have not mentioned the amount, but basically the amount for IMPS, there is no minimum limit and no maximum limit for IMPS. There is no minimum limit and no maximum limit for IMPS like NEFT and RTGS. Again, I'm reminding, it's 24/7, no bank holidays, no particular timings. So this is what immediate payment service, another service provided by the bank. So that's all about this chapter, cyber theft. Now I just want to teach, I don't want to actually teach, I just want to discuss with you the cyber theft. This is very common nowadays. Cyber theft is a theft through internet, in simple words. Nowadays people are getting cheated, fraud are going, so many frauds took place because of this internet banking and all. Even Zoom app was there. We get to know that Zoom app is not safe because they had the personal data. Now I want to tell you, if you nowadays, many of you have seen that some messages come, open this link, you have win this much amount of money, you have won the game, or when you play your game and all, they open this link, this is your surprise box and all. Don't open the link which is given in this kind of messages. If such kind of messages are coming, don't open the link. Ultimately, if you open the link, they'll ask you to access they'll ask the permission. Okay, if you see class, whenever you install any app, first they take the permission, allow, you have to accept the permission. Like they'll take the permission, okay, the app will access your contacts, allow, app will access your photos and your data, allow, then only this app will install or sign in will be done. So don't allow these things. Ultimately, if you're allowing to access your contacts and photos, you're allowing them to hack your data. And nowadays people use PhonePe, people use Paytm, everybody is having their e-passbook on their mobile phones. So it's not a good thing. And cyber crime criminals, what they do, they hack the data and they can do fraud with this thing. To cope with the risk of cyber theft, following security measures. What security measures you can take? Implement strong network security measures. Strong network security measures means, as I told you, no need to share your password, no need to open the link, no need to allow to access your photos and your gallery or your personal data or your contacts. Security hardening of system, two-factor authentication, continuous vulnerability assessment, control use of administrative privileges. So basically, don't allow anyone to touch your phone, or don't share your password, don't share your account numbers, don't share your ATM pin, or don't write that pin in any diary or anywhere, or not even in your phones, because it can be hacked, or it can lead to a fraud. So this is what cyber theft. Question answers, I'll send the PDF files. You're supposed to do the question answers of this chapter also. And after this chapter, I'll not start this management. I'll start the last chapter, that is consumer protection. Because if I'll start management, we need to continue the chapters of management in continuity, and which is not possible because of summer vacation. So I'll start this management chapter afterwards, and tomorrow on Thursday, I'll start the chapter consumer protection. If you have any doubt in any point, you can ask. Thank you.